continues with Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader. It started with the East Coast and will end with a West Coast nightcap here in the Women's Pro Baseball League. Hello, everyone. Welcome into Robin Roberts Stadium. I'm Jenna Becerra. AJ Andrews will join us down on the field shortly. And tonight, I have a very special guest joining me, Lauren Fox. If his last name sounds familiar, it should. Not only is he a longtime broadcaster and the official scorer of the Dodgers and the Red Sox, but he's also the dad and former high school coach of Maggie Fox. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm excited.
Jenna, I'm so happy to be here. And as I always say, how can you not be romantic about baseball? And being here in Springfield, Illinois, and seeing everything that's gone on and how much these women appreciate each other, play hard for each other, how the fans appreciate them. It has been an absolutely emotional weekend for us and for everybody who's been here and gotten to take part in this.
I can't wait to dig into it more with you tonight. It's going to be so fun. And the LA Bats have also been really fun to watch. They have been stacking bombs, 3 in the last 2 games. Jamie McKay went deep with the long ball. She had 3 RBIs, went 2 for 2 on top of it. And then Taima Maximiliana maxed out on this swing right here. 3 for 4, added a double to it with a few RBIs as well. Don't forget the first ever grand slam from Sarah Edwards. And these queens have been crowned.
The queens have been crowned, but I'll tell you what, they're going to face a tough one tonight. Jill Albiati, who has been one of the aces of the U.S. national team over the last few years, the first-round draft pick, 16th overall for the Firebells. Jill will be the one on the hill tonight, and so Jill is going to come out, throw a lot of fastballs, jam hitters, change speeds very effectively, and she's going to be one that's going to really try to lock horns with the women on that LA Queens team and try to shut them down, but she's got a tall order in front of her.
Jill on the hill, and the home runs from her own team to back her up have been stacking as well. Finally, they bust out the bats and they bust out the home run chain. Amanda Gentiloni, the first one to send one over the fence for San Francisco. And the Bells bats have had some fire and they're starting to re-go.
Now we see Michelle Roche, who is one of the arms on that Canadian national team. Michelle, 20 years old, out of British Columbia, and was nothing if not efficient her last time out. Right around 50 pitches. Her and her catcher, Maggie Fox, were on the same page throughout the night. And so what we're going to see tonight is a lot of Michelle getting ahead in counts, trying to keep hitters on their front foot and get those ground balls that she was so successful in inducing her first time out.
From the Bay to LA, we'll go down to the field next for the Queens and the Firebells.
Does Sarah know? Do I need to go get her? What's better than 1 WPBL game, 2 WPBL games, and tonight you also get a Ayami Sato bobblehead. First 250 individuals to come to the stadium will get to take home some history, a Sato bobblehead.
Coaches Sam Unger and Jeff England. Leading off at second base, number 5, Amanda Gentiloni.
So we saw last night Kelsey Whitmore. She had ran into the wall after going for a ball. I checked in with her earlier today and she said she is perfectly fine. She was a little bruised up when she woke up this morning, but otherwise she's perfectly fine, ready to go, excited for this game today. We're going to be talking with Sarah Edwards coming up in a bit. Sarah, the first player in WPBL history to hit a grand slam. It is a beautiful day here. It's quite hot. Earlier today, it was around 90 degrees, but felt like 95. But it's gotten a little cooler for game 2. We're feeling good and ready to play some good ball. And look who is joining me now, the history maker, the beautiful, the fabulous. It is Sarah Edwards playing right field tonight for the Queens. How are we feeling? You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Ready to get this weekend over with.
It's been a good one. It's been a long one. I want to take us back to your history-making moment, though. As you felt the ball come off the bat, you rounded the bases, you touched home plate. What was the first thought that came to your mind, realizing you hit a grand slam, the first one in WPBL history?
Honestly, I was just happy that it happened for this team, like that the LA Queens got to do it, you know, not so much that me, myself, I got to do it. Like, of course, that was a cool personal thing, but I was happy that I brought it home for this team.
Sarah, you told me that one of the things that you were concerned about when you were rounding the bases, what was my celebration going to be? Have we figured out what our home run celebration is now?
Yeah, I think we have, yeah. I credit to a great captain who has a lot of enthusiasm, and she knows what to do in those high-pressure situations, you know, when someone's coming around home and needs a good celly. So she's got it, Ashton.
Wait, let's see it.
Well, we've got the crown. Yeah, that's it, really. Simple.
That's the one. Well, we're going to see if we have more Queens put on the crown today. Coming back, game 2 after the break.
Welcome back to Robin Roberts Stadium in Springfield, Illinois for tonight's game between the Los Angeles Queens and the San Francisco Firebells. We get to have a quick look at Eric Young, EY, who is the manager of the Queens. EY was in the major leagues 15 years and is the Rockies' career leader in stolen bases. Stole 6 in one game in a 15-14 game back in 1996. Can you believe that, Jenna?
Incredible. No wonder they run so much in LA.
So it totally makes sense when you think about EY. And, of course, this lineup presented by Horace Mann, up and down, has quite a bit of speed within it.
Oh, and we talked about the power that it has as well. When you have that kind of combination to go with it, really 1 through 9, it can be pretty dangerous. They're hitting .404 as a squad coming into today.
It's an impressive debut for this LA offense, and they will go up against a tough one tonight in Jillian Albiati. Jill, out of Anaheim, California, comes in having thrown a couple of scoreless innings so far in the season at Cal State San Marcos. She became the first woman in NCAA D2 history to play a baseball and softball game in the same day. And again, like we mentioned, a couple scoreless innings of relief just under a week ago. And so Jill is going to be a tough order for this LA offense. As Jill gets into the wind, her first pitch to Caitlin Einon is taken for a strike, and we are underway. The count 0-1 on Jill. As we set the defense for you for these Firebells, Jill wasting no time. First pitch to the second pitch. That one taken over the inside corner for a strike, and Einon of Perth, Australia, is in a hole, 0-2 early on. Ainan rolls over on one to shortstop. Joelle Leguizamon comes up with it in the dirt and picked it deftly by Dede LeBlanc, the first baseman out of Quebec for this Firebells team. And so we've already introduced a couple of them to you, but we'll start with the battery. It's Jill Albiati working for the first time with Samantha Gutierrez, her catcher, at first base. Andréane LeBlanc. Amanda Gentiloni is at second base. At third base is Jua Park, the shortstop, Joelle Leguizamon. And we will get the outfield to you in 1 second as Maggie Fox lets the first pitch go by on the river. The outfield, Jordan Eister in left, Kelsey Whitmore in center, and Ella De Bedard is around and right. Maggie coming in hot, 556, 5 for 9 in the early going, although she may be 6 for 10. We're not quite sure at the moment, but regardless, a good start no matter how you slice it. You know that from your days playing softball.
It's absolutely true. And I think, do you know who threw her BP pretty much her whole life?
This guy who has 2 thumbs and is sitting to your right. This guy. Yeah, so if you needed to get Maggie out, I'm your guy, but I'm not talking. Have thrown BP to her the last couple days as well. And Beth Greenwood of the Boston Hunters is one who's seen a lot of my BP, and Jackie Reynolds of the New York Heights has seen my BP. So those 3, for the last several years, it's been on repeat whenever everybody's in town. They know that they're going to get a steady dose of batting practice in the baseball barn in New Hampshire. And that one hit right back up the middle by Maggie, and the helmet comes flying off. We're going to need to get her a chin strap. A single for the Queens with 1 out here in the top of the first.
Well, how about that BP paying off right here? Maggie continues that hot streak.
She's having a hot streak, but she's going to have a lot to do as she just stays with that, drives it right up the middle. Hit number 6 for her this season, but she's going to have a lot to keep up with. We saw in game 1, Danae Benitez is on an absolute heater right now.
Leaving the yard multiple times.
Setting the bar awfully high. You walk by the leaderboard down on the concourse, and it's like somebody Control-C and Control-V. Yeah. Danae Benitez up and down that thing. It's wild. So first pitch to the captain, Ashton Lansdell, comes in a little bit high. The count 1-0 on Ash. And if you have not seen it, the podcast where Ashton interviewed Maggie is certainly one to watch. Hot smash to third, Park to second for 1, and on to first, not in time. So a fielder's choice gets Maggie out. Ashton will stay at first base, and that'll bring up the Grand Slam queen, Sarah Edwards, who we heard from the pregame.
Sarah Edwards, obviously a threat anytime she comes up. Got to give some flowers to Jua Park over there at third base, too. That was a nice little slick play in the hot corner. And they're going to need that defense with hitters like Sarah. She's hitting 300, 6 RBIs to lead this team. A team that has gone double-digit hits in every single game that it's played so far.
And a conversation between the umpires. Maggie Fox went in standing. Did not slide on that one. In case you missed it in last night's game, she slid into a base and tore up her knee pretty well. And as a result, didn't want to slide there. And I think they're trying to say that because she didn't get out of the way, we might have ourselves a double play. But Matt Williams, the manager for the Firebells, out to converse about it and is clearly not the happiest about it, but he'll let his case go. And now striding to the plate is Sarah Edwards with 2 outs and 1 on here in the top of the first. We are also at the point of the season, and you know this again from your softball days, when you're playing every day, as Sarah skies that one into foul territory, left side. Jua Park over and corrals it nicely from one knee, and Jua makes the catch. The Queens get a hit, leave one, scoreless through half an inning. Back after this. Welcome back to WPBL Baseball on a beautiful Saturday night. Lauren Fox alongside Jenna Becerra, and we see Matt Williams, the skipper of the San Francisco Firebells. He was the member of the 2001 World Series champion Arizona Diamondbacks, was the manager of the year in MLB back in 2014 with the Nats, and smashed 378 career homers in 17 years, and may have had a shot to break Roger Maris's record in '94 had the MLB not gone on strike. And you'll have an opportunity to see the Firebells starting lineup. Red, Amanda Gentiloni leading things off, hitting .455, and Kelsey Whitmore and Jill Albiati are two that you are going to want to look out for. The early going has been a little bit slow, but it's only a matter of time until those two go on a heater.
And that's the starting lineup presented by Horace Mann. There's Michelle Roche. We talked about a little bit as well, her efficiency that she has had.
Michelle checking in left field. The left fielder, Timo Maximiliana, had gone down into the corner. Not sure what transpired down there, but the ball is low, blocked by her catcher, Maggie Fox. And when we have a moment, we'll set this Queens defense for you. Scoreless here in the bottom of the first inning. Queens mustered a base hit, left one. And now it's Roche, 20 years old, out of Vancouver, kicking and dealing. The ball misses low, and she looks like she's kind of struggling to get her footing with the mound here. 2-2. Of course, we had a game earlier. We mentioned that, and the grounds crew has done a wonderful job to try to get everything back in order, but that can sometimes be tough when you're playing 2 games in one day, and it looks like the landing area is just kind of giving a little bit for her.
And this is the first double header that we have seen in the WPBL. It's the first time we're doing this.
First for everything, it really seems, over the course of the last week. That one is cut on, and Gentiloni looked like she fouled it off her left foot. So Red will have another opportunity, 3-2. Red in the women's baseball community is what everybody refers to Amanda Gentiloni as. And I always thought it was because she had red hair, although if you look at her now, she's blonde. Well, when she was a kid, she had red hair. She would get embarrassed easily, turn red. And a coach at a clinic she was at one day just started calling her Red because he couldn't pronounce her last name. So it stuck. She tried to, a couple years ago, come up with calling herself G-Money, and thinks that that stuck among some, but I haven't heard a whole lot of people calling her G-Money yet.
She tried to reinvent herself. I respect that.
Exactly. It works for rappers. I don't know if it works for second baseman, but regardless, pitch misses down and in, and a ball for to Gentiloni. She draws a walk. And the defense for these LA Queens, take a look at Jamie McKay at first base, Samaria Benitez at second, Ashton Lansdell over at third, Caitlin Einon at short, and an outfield of Timo Maximiliana in left, Britt Apgar in center, Sarah Edwards around and right. And the battery that we've already introduced to you, Michelle Roche on the bump, Maggie Fox behind the dish. First pitch coming, hit hard down the third base line. It'll be fair, and down the line. Red had a look. She'll hold up at second, and a back-to-back walk, and then a single here in the bottom of the first inning, and these Firebells are in business.
Kelsey Whitmore with her second hit in the WPBL. Got her first one last time out. Got the monkey off her back. She came off red hot after the World Cup group stage. 7 for 12 with 9 RBIs. She turns on this one, keeps it in fair territory. I think she might just open the floodgates offensively.
She just might. She is one hit away, and this one roped into that right center field gap. We didn't even get a chance to say hi to Jill Albiati. Cut off there by Britt Apgar. She'll get it in quickly. Benitez fumbles it as the cutoff. They're going to send her around, and the throw to the plate, double cut, is not in time. Sliding in around the tag is Kelsey Whitmore, and EY seems to think that there is an out recorder to the plate. Maggie Fox's body language would say the same to you. But regardless, a 2-run single for Jill Albiati. And EY is making the case for his players, and we'll see if our base umpire comes in to have a conversation with our plate umpire, but I'm not certain if we're going to get anything changed. Fox fielded it in front, made a tag on Whitmore before she got to the plate, up high on the chest, showed the tag, and they said that Whit was safe. And I have not seen... I've seen Maggie play more than just about anybody. It's rare that you see something that would, by body language, give you that she was questioning a call. That was one there, and it turns out maybe she was right.
Well, and there is no video replay review here in the WPBL. So no way that Eric Young could challenge that call in that situation.
I will say, though, excellent base running by Whitmore, scoring all the way from first on that one. Of course, Apgar is playing Jill Alviotti to pull ever so slightly. Day hits one on the ground to McKay at first and throws to second base, where Einon is covering to retire Alviotti. So a 3-6 double play, and that gets 2 outs quickly. Pitcher's best friend will bring up Joely Leguizamon for these San Francisco Firebells.
Not your conventional double play, but getting the sure thing at first base, knowing she had the option.
That one hit foul. I was looking down at my score sheet for half a second. Thank you to my color analyst, Jenna Becerra, for helping me out there. And the first one, a strike to Joely. Joely, a extremely reliable, if not flashy, defender at shortstop. Checks her swing, and they will say that she did not go. The count, they'll look down. Sure enough, she did not go. The count 1-1 on Joely Leguizamon. We talked about Michelle Roche in the open. She was very efficient there. We've seen her being pretty efficient here too. Fastball misses up, 2-1, but efficient for not necessarily the right way. They've taken advantage of the opportunities that they've had the Firebells, and have played it a couple in the early going.
San Francisco being aggressive early in the count so far against Roche. They've been successful with that.
The 2-1 swung on and missed, and the count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Joely Leguizamon. Joely comes in, 222, 3 runs driven in. This time hits one through the left side, through the 5-6 hole, and she'll get down to first base, her 3rd hit of the season, and that will bring on Ella De Bedard.
Already the 3rd hit of the day for the Firebells too. We talked about them getting that offense going again. A massive opening game for them this season, and this is exactly what you want. Hard on the ground, top half of the ball, right through the 5-6 hole.
So well done by Joely, and that'll bring up Ella De Bedard. Ella is a civil engineering major. That pitch down in the dirt, throw down to second, not in time, as Leguizamon took advantage of the ball in the dirt, got a very good read on it, went down to second. Likely will go down as a wild pitch, although I don't want to surmise anything.
And take a look at this jump right here. Leguizamon. Nice job keeping the hands in there too. The helmet goes flying, but she's hanging on to second base.
Ella, as I was saying, studying at the University of Ottawa, civil engineering. So we have several engineers in the house playing baseball. Beth Greenwood, one who was a mechanical engineering major. Of course, Ella De Bedard is another one. So you're looking at some well-educated ball players in front of you as well. Roche sets, checks, off speed, taken on the river. That'll be a ball. And the count goes to 2-1 on Ella De Bedard. Ella, always a baseball/softball player. She says she tried a lot of other sports while she was growing up, but this was the one that always stuck. She fouls it off, gets it back to the backstop, and the count 2 balls, 2 strikes on De Bedard. A very athletic player, though. We saw her on the mound acquitting herself well several days ago for the Firebells, who lead it here 2-0 in the bottom of the 1st. This one fouled off. Roche is kind of looking for that knockout punch, and Firebells have done a good job against her of just keeping these at-bats alive.
They're attacking early and they're attacking often. Ton of foul balls, making her throw more pitches. She's already approaching 20 on the day. She only had 51 in total in her 5 innings pitched last time out. We talked about her efficiency that she had. She also works really quickly in between pitches. That's just the rhythm that feels right to her. So San Francisco forcing her to spend a little bit more time out there.
And on a day like this, too, where it's very warm, we just got to look at Michelle. Her hair is down. That can really warm things up for you, but she warmed up on that one. Off-speed pitch over the outside corner, taken for strike 3 called. And the Firebells pick up a pair. We are through 1. It's San Francisco 2 and LA nothing. Jamie McKay last night stepping up and crushing one over the left field wall. Her first home run here in the WPBL. It is something that she knows well from her college career, and the Queens are hoping that she'll do more of the same today. Jamie staying hot, hitting .600 coming into today's game, Jenna.
And this is a 4 straight stretch. Games where these two teams are going up against each other head to head, almost like a series.
Rolled to third base, Park up with it, over to first, and it's high, and it's against the dugout. McKay will touch first and head to second base, a full head of steam, and goes in, flaps down. No landing gear, Jamie McKay at second base on a 2-base error, but it doesn't matter. The Queens will take it. This is a team-first team, and Jamie McKay doesn't care if that's a base hit, an error, whatever. All she cares about, she's out there on the Keystone sack right now.
That's exactly right, and this is the play from Jua Park over there. Looks like it just comes out of the release. It's just off as it comes out of her hand. And those are the types of things you can't give LA. They don't need any help. They've been plenty productive on their own. They have 34 hits leading into this game here today.
And Jua Park is one that we've seen so far as an extremely reliable defensive third baseman. She's made amazing plays in foul territory, diving, double play last night. We saw the 5-3 double play on the hard hit ball by Maggie Fox. So looking at her, that is out of character, and it's certainly an opportunity that these Queens want to seize upon. Speaking of power, last night, Taima Maximiliana hit an absolute missile over the left field wall. Her first home run here in the WPBL. Taima, this one is looped toward the shortstop, Joely Leguizamon, who comes in, gloves it, line drive and trajectory only, and she is out. The first one here in the top of the second.
That's a good response by Albayati right there. Of course, you see your defense, they make a miscue, but you stay focused and you get the next out. She jammed her on that pitch, didn't allow her to get the barrel through, and that's what she's going to want to keep doing the rest of this one.
Now here's Addie Frank. Addie had 3 at-bats a couple nights ago and made the most of them, had a couple of hits. Addie out of Oakville, Missouri, has been somebody who has been on the U.S. women's national team radar for some time, played a lot of softball in high school, was first team All-State in Missouri, and is here getting an opportunity to play some pro baseball right here after she has finished her senior year of high school.
Drafted in the 6th round, the 3rd pick in that round. 600 people at tryouts. The best went on to the draft. Now here she is.
Hits that one in foul territory past the first base coach, Jamile Weeks. I guess as long as we're talking about base coaches, well, we had Jamile Weeks at first base. Emma Charlesworth-Sealer is at third base. Well, in case you haven't done your research on Emma, she was an umpire in the minor leagues for some time, and today she had to don the umpire's gear and get into our first game. One of our umpires had heat exhaustion. Emma stepped right in and performed ably there. Both managers were okay with that, but Emma is a student of the game, extremely happy to be here, and has known some of these girls for so long. She told me before the game, she and Denver Bryant first knew each other back in 2014 at Baseball for All Nationals. So there are so many connections among all of these people, and for Emma to say that, remember Denver. And if you've met Denver, you're not going to forget her as Addie Frank swings and misses, throw down to first in time to get her. The ball was in the dirt. You're not going to forget Denver, even if you met her 11 or 12 years ago.
Not the Denver disposition. That's what we named it earlier today, as Boston got their first win of the WPBL.
And with that, it'll be Samaria Benitez. Everybody's calling her Sam at this point. Coming to bat, 2 outs and a runner on second. Sam out of Nayarit, Mexico, has been playing second base. Amira Hondras, who performed ably there for the Queens early on, but got plunked in the back of the head a couple nights ago. And talked to Amira before the game. She is doing very well. I'm very pleased to report. Amira, since I think we first saw her back in 2019 playing for the Boston Slammers in Baseball for All alongside Maggie Fox, Elise Berger. Amira's a ball player. We knew that when she was little, but it's good to see that she is in good health, and it's also good to see for the Queens that Sam Benitez gets a base hit in the 5-6 hole in spite of the fact Joely Leguizamon went far to her right to backhand it. Nothing she could do. Jamie McKay moves up to third, and now first and third for these LA Queens
And the shortstop doing a nice job of moving to her right. Even if she doesn't have a throw on this, she at least stops it from going to the outfield, which might save a run in this situation. But every little thing counts and builds up.
Now here's Britt Apgar, and I know that you and Lisa have talked at length about Britt and what she's overcome to be here, but today we're going to talk about Britt's birthday.
Yes.
It is Britt's 23rd birthday. Her dad is sitting not far behind home plate. She is, I will say, one of the funniest people I've ever met. Her Instagram bio says personality 10 of 10, and can confirm it is personality 10 of 10 for Britt Apgar. Just great kid. I said to her dad before the game, hey, does Britt have a full-time job outside of this? And he said, well, she had a job, and then when she got drafted into this league, this became her job. She looks at a bender from Jill Albiati, 2-0, taken for a strike, now 2-1. The Queens with runners at the corners, chasing 2 here in the top of the second. And I love that. I love the commitment. Oh, man, you get to play pro ball?
Yep, the dream realized.
Britt watches one down and away, and the count goes 3-1 on Britt Apgar, who had a pair of hits the other night, came in on the mound last night, and is getting the hang of hitting against some tough pitching. And Jill Albiati is about as tough a draw as you're going to find. The 3-1 down low, and Britt Apgar coaxes a 5-pitch walk, and that'll reshuffle the deck for this Queens team as Caitlin Einon will step to bat with the bases loaded and 2 down.
Quite the opportunity here, and to be able to turn it back to the top of the order as well. Keep passing the bat. That's what the Queens have done so well.
Love that. That's an old school reference right there.
Yeah.
Queens with a pair of hits have not plated a run yet. The Firebells with 3 in the bottom of the first scored a pair. Those coming on the back of a single from Jill Albiati. The fastball taken inside, and the count now 1-1 on Einon, the shortstop. And I had not seen Caitlin play prior to the games that I've been here, but what I've been most impressed with her is her arm strength from that shortstop position. It's like there is nothing that's off limits for her. Backhand deep in the hole, strong throw to first, up the middle, the kind of classic shortstop throw on the run. She'll make all of them. So, and of course, when you're at the ballpark and you wind up getting a souvenir on a foul ball, how can you not be happy? Although I think back to the days, it was 2019, the Baseball for All National Tournament. Justine Siegel at that tournament had diamond balls that had her name on them. And what a thrill it is for me to see her name on another baseball as the commissioner of the WPBL, as that one's taken for a strike. Strike 3 called over the inside corner, and down goes Einon on strikes. So the Queens threaten. They wind up leading 3 through an inning and a half, 2-0 Firebells.
What about you? Nice. That's a really pretty part of the country. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's pretty boring there. It's very flat. I don't know if there is much.
Easton Rawlings, HSHS St. John's Hospital. Impact Performance Apparel, Marucci, Oakley, the YMCA. Greenfield welcomes you to the heart of Route 66, the home to more Abraham Lincoln sites than anywhere in the world. And now, proud home of the inaugural Women's Pro.
Thank you so much.
Check out all their succeeding Eagle stores. Visit Greenfield or
Welcome back to Robin Roberts Stadium. 2-0 in favor of the San Francisco Firebells. The Queens of LA certainly had an opportunity in the top of the second, stranded 3, and when you have something like that happen, it feels like this might be a day where the Queens sort of knock on the door but never kick it in. We will see 2-0 in the early going, and Jewel Park, the third baseman for these Firebells, comes to bat. Takes a look at a strike over the outside corner, 0-1 from the righty Michelle Roche out of Vancouver, fouled off to the right side, and the count 0-2. Had the chance to catch up with Park before the game, which was a lot of fun. She is a big fan of Major League Baseball, and on that one, she was trying to get away from it and duck underneath it, couldn't hold the bat up, and wound up going down on strikes. So Park strikes out on 3 pitches to start things off here in the bottom of the second, and it's certainly a little bit of a break there for the Queens and Michelle Roche.
Yeah, if you take another look, you can see her bat right there does cross over, trying to get out of the way. But you try to turn in towards the catcher, towards the umpire. Sometimes you run out of time.
There are many reasons you want to do that. One is so you don't get hit in the face with the pitch, and 2 is that.
Exactly.
So, but again, failure is a teaching moment, and that's an opportunity for the coaching staff to have a conversation with Jewel Park, as that one's taken for a strike. The count 2-1. I'm sure she knows it and she can extremely identify with it, but for Jewel Park, she goes down on strikes. The 2-1 taken for a ball inside, almost kneecapped Samantha Gutierrez. Gutierrez played her college softball at Oregon State High School at the legendary Mater Dei in Santa Ana, California. Jamie McKay went there for a moment. That one on 2 hops to Einon at short, over to first to the big target, Jamie McKay. And that'll be 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 2.
Roche seeming to get back in her rhythm. So she started off allowing the walk in the first. She was working through some traffic, let's say, because we had some hits as well, but we also saw the double play. That was some solid defense behind her. So she's just getting in that rhythm once again.
First pitch to Eister is ripped down the right field line. It'll be a fair ball, get down into the home bullpen. Eister loses her helmet, heading for second, thinking about 3, and she will pull up the brakes at second base with a 2-out double here in the bottom of the second.
Nice piece of hitting from Jordan Eister.
Eister saw that one. Looks like it was a fastball over the inner half, and she just turned on it and ripped it down the right field line. And Eister, thinking double right out of the box, was talking with EY about that approach before the game. Of course, he's the manager of the other team, but he says when you hit the ball, you got to be out of the box thinking, how am I going to get to second base? And Jordan Eister seems like she was listening in on our conversation.
2-base mentality at all times.
Love it. When you're running 180 feet, it's a little bit different than running 120.
It is.
Like, you want to stop halfway somewhere and do a little pit stop, maybe get Gatorade and Orange Wedge. Here's Red coming up, 2 outs, runner on second. Her team on top, 2-0. This one hit sharply to shortstop. Slick fielding Einon over to first is in time. I almost broadcaster jinxed Caitlin Einon, but one hit, they strand her. We're through 2 innings. It's 2-0 Firebells. Back after this.
It was close. It was close. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she was close. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'll let you take it this time.
Fan zone. You want to stay up to date with the latest WPBL news? This is the best way to do so. Countdown to game time, game day programs, tickets, merch, and so much more. Grab your phone, scan the QR code, and enjoy all of our WPBL content. Baseball fans, I know you like the music. And he's been jamming with us all day long. He's DH3. Let's hear it for DH3. He's behind the man in the back row.
Back here for the top of the third inning. Firebells 2, Queens nothing, and Maggie Fox will lead things off here in the top of the third inning. Walks up to Foxy Lady by Jimi Hendrix.
I wonder why she does that.
That's a good walk-up, man. Hits that one sharply on the ground. Shortstop fields it over to first. Maggie, you got to take longer in the at-bat. I can't really talk about you when you're first ball swinging. 6-3 if you're scoring it at home, which, as we know, we might have some people who are doing that for out number 1 here in the top of the third. But I had a story I was going to tell, and I can't tell it when she swings at the first pitch. So somebody needs to tell her that.
She did that just to spite you.
You're killing me. Killing me. Now here's Ashton Lansdell. First pitch to her, misses high, and 1-0 on Ash. Fielder's choice her first time up. Ashton is one who I have seen play for a long time at various women's tournaments, USA Baseball, Baseball for All, you name it. And she's one of the first who wasn't my kid that I said, man, I really love watching you play. Plays hard, 100% every time, great teammate. And she is bringing that attitude completely to this LA Queens team. And of course, if you've, and I'll again be a stand for that podcast, the podcast that she has where she introduces everybody to the personalities of the WPBL is worth a listen. And you can also go back and listen to old episodes as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Ashton. Jill Abiati's pitch misses down and in. Jill, a star pitcher at Anaheim High School back in the day, and she is bearing down at her USA national team teammate Lansdell, and Albiati wins this battle. Jill 1, Ashton nothing, and we'll send it down to AJ Andrews for some special insight.
Thanks so much, guys. Yeah, you mentioned how Jill was a standout at her high school, Anaheim High School, but she was also a standout in college, making history in 2024 by becoming the first woman in D2 college sports to play in both a baseball and a softball game in the same day. Competing at Cal State San Marcos, she played all 4 seasons on the softball team, but when the baseball team all of a sudden were down 4 pitchers, the coach was considering having an open tryout, but the first person that the softball coach recommended was Albiati. So she jumped at the opportunity, threw a bullpen. She was on the team the next day. She first played her softball game, ran over to the baseball game where she came in after 2 pitches and threw to 7 batters. So she's been making history left and right.
Thank you, AJ. Jill is an absolute star out there, and that calls to mind athletes like Roy Jones Jr. and Deion Sanders doing the 2-sport thing in one day. It's not an easy thing to do. We earlier, while AJ was giving us the insight on Jill, of course, that one got by the first baseman, Dede LeBlanc, and they will say an error on Dede, so that error will get Sarah Edwards to first base and give this Queens team a chance. And Jamie McKay, who smashed one over the left field wall her last time up, could knock things up for these Queens. Fastball misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jamie. Jamie, a Southern California native from beautiful Laguna Beach, California. Played her high school ball at Pacifica Christian, my neck of the woods. That whole Newport Beach, Costa Mesa area. It's always fun when I get people from out there and I get to have a conversation about home. And speaking of home, Jamie McKay high and deep over the left field fence. Guess what? You get to touch home, Jamie McKay.
Well, Jamie McKay just crushes one again. There's the crown on top of her head. This is an LA team that is just starting to heat up. A tie ball game now with 1 swing of the bat. That's the energy that the Queens have been bringing all season. Man, oh man, she turned on that one in her half. Jamie McKay just crushed it over the left field wall. We'll see it again. The fastball high and in, and she knew it, man. The bat flip, a little bit of exclamation point. Home run number 2 for Jamie McKay, and this ball game is tied up at 2.
Now it'll be Tima Maximiliana trying to go back-to-back. Have we had anybody go back-to-back yet?
We have not.
All right,
That would be
so that
another
would be
new
another
first in the WPBL. Yep.
T swings and misses. T from Curacao. And a fun thing as she fouls it off. She was talking earlier about Curacao to her manager, Eric Young, who was with the Braves last year, who said, hey, why don't we reach out and call Ozzy Albies right now? Of course, Ozzy from Curacao as well. I don't know whether they actually called him, but T, another a long line of great baseball players from Curacao. Among them, Andrelton Simmons, Jurickson Profar, Ozzy Albies, Andrew Jones. So quite a few. And now T doing her island proud. And that one hit hard. It'll be off the glove of the shortstop Leguizamon. I'm guessing that one's going to be a base hit. One hop, full extension. And T doing some work with this 2-out rally for these LA Queens.
Maximiliana went deep as well last time out, but follows it up with a nice hard base hit on the ground. And yes, great effort by the shortstop, but just out of reach. And that's what happens though when you hit the ball hard on the ground. Good things.
I don't know that Joelle would have had too much of a chance to get her. Even if she comes up with it, the only opportunity there is to spin and throw to first. And T runs pretty well, gets down that line pretty quickly. So with that, 2 down and a runner on first for Addie Frank. Cut on, fouled off, 0-1 on the youngster. Fresh out of high school. Struck out her first time, but still hitting .500. 2 for 4 now in the WPBL is Addie Frank. Maximiliana, conservative lead over there at first base. Fastball outside corner. And the count now 0-2, and Addie's got to protect here. Albiati out there, as AJ said earlier. 2 sports in one day. Not an easy thing to do, but successful at both. Hopper to the right side, gloved by Red, and over to first in time for out number 3 here in the bottom of the 3rd. But Jamie McKay's 2-run dinger knots it up at 2 apiece. We are through 2.5. You are watching the WPBL.
Thank you.
Nominal Landscape Company. First scoreboard.
Thank you, Glenn.
Second on Mass Transit District. Springfield Plant. University of Illinois Springfield Athletic Training. Whistle Stop.
Thank you so much.
Springfield and Stratus Networks. Thanks so much for your support of the WPBL.
Thank you. Here you go. I'll take it. None wrong with it. Thank you.
Back here at Robert Roberts Stadium for the nightcap of our doubleheader. The LA Queens and the San Francisco Firebells playing a pretty fun one so far, tied up at 2 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Kelsey Whitmore to lead things off for these Firebells. She'll face Canadian right-hander Michelle Roche, whose first pitch is down low. Kelsey's first time up, single, came in to score on a base knock by Jill Albiati. That put the Firebells on top 2-0 in the early going. This one from Roche down low in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Kelsey, before the game, had a chance to talk to her, and you've probably heard the same thing. She is really enjoying herself. Fastball taken for a strike, 2-1. The opportunity to not be the only female on the field really makes a big difference for all of them. She hits a smash back at Michelle Roche, who jogs over to first, underhands to McKay in time for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And earlier we saw Jill Abbiati rope one into the right center field gap. Britt Apgar doing a great job cutting the ball off, getting it in quickly. Looked like there might be a play at the plate, but unfortunately for the Bells, Whitmore was safe sliding in. This one a tough hop as Jill Abbiati rolls it up the middle. We will see whether it's a single or an error, but that thing came off that lip sort of funny and made it a much tougher play for Caitlin Einon.
Yeah, that's tough. You try to err on the side of charging the ball, but you can see the hop comes up higher on her than it appeared like it would, coming off the grass onto the dirt. Tough one to deal with, but if you're Abbiati, you'll take it to get on base for your team.
And our official score rules single on that one. I concur. First pitch, fastball away. Count 1-0. Andréane LeBlanc at bat. Andréane, everybody knows her as Day Day. She says some people call her DD. They might mess that up as she ducks under the offering from Roche. Count 2-0.
That was a nice job by Fox, too, right there, hanging on to that one, keeping her over at first base.
Quick like a cat, said nobody ever. Look behind the plate at Maggie. Now, Day Day standing in. She is a product of a baseball academy. She went there when she was 19 years old for a year, but quite an athlete. A volleyball player in college. So that's where the good hands come from. She was a setter, a libero. And so somebody who can really make her way around the softball, or the volleyball court, I should say. I wanted to call it a softball court, but I was totally mixing my metaphors. 3-0 now on Day Day. But she has dedicated herself now to playing baseball and has absolutely adored this experience. And I said, what was the most formative part of the experience for you? She said, easily the 1 year that I spent at the academy learning baseball. And she is an absolute student of the game. But so many of these women, you talk to them as the pitch misses down and in, and she'll draw a 5-pitch walk. So many of them, as you talk to them, you realize they play multiple sports. They grew up playing multiple sports. They are in an era where so many want to specialize. They kind of played everything, was there, which lends to several things. It's the interdisciplinary athleticism, but it's also a competitiveness that I'm going to beat you no matter what we're doing. So 2 on, 1 out for the Firebells. Pitch misses down low, 1-0. Joelle Leguizamon, who committed an error early in the game, but Joelle with a base knock back in the first. Now 3 for 10 in the young season. That one hit down the right field line. It'll trickle foul. And the count now 0-2 on Leguizamon.
That athleticism you're talking about shows as well with these athletes on the field. So versatile, able to play multiple positions, can pitch, can hit, can play the field. To me, that's a 3-way player. That's more than just being a 2-way player. You can contribute to your team on all sides of the ball.
Roche is 0-2, skied on the right side, guessing we'll have an infield fly call. Sure enough, I see our base umpire pointing skyward, and Jamie McKay catches it no matter, but the batter would have been out regardless. And 2 down now here in the bottom of the 3rd in this 2-2 tie.
And for any new baseball fans out there, the infield fly rule applies when there are runners on first and second. If there are less than 2 outs, it's meant to protect the base runner so that there's not an intentional drop to try to turn a double play.
Although you and I have both seen it when there's just a runner on first base and the hitter doesn't move out of the batter's box, and you get that opportunity for that pop fly double play. As Leguizamon is retired, now Ella de Bedard will come to bat. 0-1 on her. Struck out looking her first time up. Roche's fastball taken for a strike, and the count now 0-2. De Bedard is one who was more of a baseball player. She tried other sports, as we mentioned, her first time up. The other ones didn't stick. This is the one she loves. So she kept playing it up in Ottawa. Roche checks the runner. The 0-2 cut on, and De Bedard fouls it off. But talking about athletes, we were talking about Day Day LeBlanc, hockey player, 12 years on the ice for her. And there seems to be in baseball, too, a lot of crossover between hockey and baseball. There are just some sports that tend to fit with one another. David Ard found one that she loved, stuck with it, and this one swings and misses in the dirt. She'll run down to first, but the throw from Fox to McKay is in time to retire her. David Ard on strikes for the second time. The Firebells get a couple on, strand them both. We're through 3, tied at 2. Back here for the top of the 4th inning, tied at 2. Back here for the top of the 4th inning, tied up at 2. We'll send it down to A.J. Andrews for some very special guests.
Thank you. Yes, I am here with Brittany Apgar's dad, Tom Apgar. It's Brittany's birthday, so this is the man, one of the people, this her mother's right here, Tommy, are responsible for giving us the gift of Brittany Apgar. Watching Brittany on the field make history and fulfill her dreams, what are the emotions that come up for you seeing her play?
We've supported her ever since she's been 4. We've traveled all over the East Coast playing travel baseball with her, and it's just been a joy.
Brittany is an inspiration to so many. I know she's had 12 surgeries since she was young, and she started the hashtag Protect the Nub. She's someone that truly has inspired so many people around the country watching her play. She had a standing ovation yesterday. Talk to us about her resilience. Has she always been that type of a person and player to play baseball no matter what?
Yes, it's always been her dream to play, and she's gone to the Shriners Hospital. She got her first prosthetics from them so she could bat two-handed. And then it's like when she was playing travel baseball, you know, girls don't play baseball, but they allowed a girl in, but she had to prove herself. She had to protect herself because now you don't have, she's a girl with one hand. It's like, it's unheard of, but she stayed with the boys and she passed most of the boys. There's no crying in baseball. There is when a girl strikes a boy out. They throw their bats and they throw their helmets. It's not supposed to happen, but she did it.
Brittany continuing to show us that the impossible is indeed possible. She's up to bat right now, so we're going to watch her continue to make history. What are some of the adjustments that she has had to make, some of the things that she's had to overcome that you are most proud of?
Just the way the hospitals and her adapt her prosthetic hand or a baseball glove. It's like she has a special batting glove that is made for her. So when she gets her prosthetic hand breaks, then she can go to that mitt, or it's like if you saw it the other night, the prosthetic kept on coming off. So she can transform just to the glove, and the glove will stay in place and give her the same protection for protect the nub.
To protect the nub, which we all love. Also in the outfield, she's able to go out. She switches her glove to be able to throw. Is that something you worked with her on?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like she copied Jim Abbott. It's like she has the glove on backwards so she can do the glove transfer, and she could do the glove transfer in a blink of an eye. When she's on the field, you don't even know she doesn't have a hand. It's only when she bats that you can see she only has one hand.
Brittany is someone that not only shows up, but she shows out every time she steps onto the field. Like you said, you wouldn't know she only has one hand. What are the things, the words that you instilled in her to have the confidence that she has to step on the field, to play just like everyone else, regardless of what she's gone through?
She's no different than anybody else. Doesn't make a difference that she only has one hand. You know, when she steps out on that field, she's just like anybody else, but she goes 100%. And that's what I enjoy. It's like she doesn't back down and doesn't, you know, back up from anything. She takes everything head on.
She's been able to take everything head on. We just saw get out, runner got out as Brittany's still up to bat. Oops, she's just ducked out of the way.
Hit her on her birthday.
We have someone yelling, cannot hit her on her birthday, okay?
You could see she stands still. It's like, you want to, it's like, hey, you know. And there goes, you know, there goes the prosthetic. But, you know, hey, she adapts, she overcomes. So, you know, just like any other baseball player.
She bats, she overcomes, she's pitching, she overcomes. In the outfield, she overcomes. Can you please say the message that you would have for any parent that is also has a child that is playing with one arm, to let them know that anything is possible, and Brittany's an example?
Very much so. It's like, if the child has a dream or an idea that they want to do something, let them do it and help them the best you can to accomplish that goal. And that's what we try to do every time.
On Brittany's Instagram bio, it says she has a 10 out of 10 personality. Did she get that from you or mom?
Both.
Thank you so much, Brittany Apgar's parents, here to watch history be made with their daughter, Brittany Apgar, on the field.
Thank you, AJ. Always inspirational to talk to Britt and to talk to Britt's parents. Britt is one of the most entertaining people. Personality 10 out of 10. It might be an understatement. She is an absolute character and really the heart and soul of this Queens team. There are so many who sort of fill that bill. So what we saw earlier, Sam Benitez, a single to right field just out of the reach of Red, the second baseman for the Firebells. She was then cut down, caught stealing 2-4. Red covering second base on the throw from Samantha Gutierrez. And then Britt Apgar going down swinging, which is appropriate. I wouldn't expect her to go down looking, that's for sure. And now it is Caitlin Einon coming to bat. She's 0 for 2 on the day, grounded to short back in the first and struck out looking in the second in this 2-2 ball game. This one hit high and deep down the left field line, but it's going to be a foul ball. She got all of it, but going to be a long strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I have to say, Mr. Apgar, also a very smart man. When AJ asked, who'd she get the personality from, you or mom? And he said, oh, it's both. Smart answer.
Yep, that's a very good answer. It was a lot of fun to talk to him before the game. That one rolled to third. Park fields it, belt high, throws over to first to LeBlanc in time. And these Queens wind up getting a base hit, but nothing else. They go down 3 up, 3 down. 3.5 has gone by, tied at 2. Back at Robin Roberts Stadium for the bottom of the fourth inning, the LA Queens and the San Francisco Firebells knotted up at 2. The Firebells started off early, a pair in the bottom of the first, but a 2-run shot from Jamie McKay in the third tied us up at 2. Jenna Becerra, that's where we stand right now. It's been a fun one to watch so far.
It has. A lower scoring game for both of these offenses that we have seen explode in the past.
First pitch from Roche to Jua Park. Swung on and missed. The count 0-1 on Park. She struck out swinging her first time up. Roche, to this point in the game, has struck out 3 and has allowed a pair of runs. We mentioned it earlier. She only threw 51 pitches through 5 innings the other day. Today, the one they are calling Michiro is throwing a little bit more pitches, but since that first inning, she has really settled down nicely.
She's already surpassed that number from last time, but let's just double click on Michiro because that is outstanding.
It's, I thought Park might have worn that one off her left arm. So what has she done here? She is DH'd and she has pitched.
Yep.
Her nickname is Mish. There was some confusion with Britt Apgar and what Michelle's last name was, so somehow that in the course of the last week and a half has morphed into Michiro or Mishiro. But regardless, it's, hey, why not?
Gotta have fun. Baseball is fun.
Baseball is nicknames. Like if everybody doesn't have a nickname, there are some that don't go over as well. I've had Maggie say, oh yeah, I called somebody this, and they said, don't call me that. But regardless, we have Michiro out there, and she is at the University of British Columbia along with Rain Padgham and Jada Lee. So several of those Canadian national team ball players playing up at the University of British Columbia. And think about those 3 arms. This one down and in, taken for ball 4, and down to first will trot Jua Park. Now, I don't remember if we mentioned this on air or if we mentioned it when we were talking before the game because everything's blending together, but Trailblazers 2019, for those who are not familiar with some of the Major League Baseball develops programs, Trailblazers is one of them. They have the Elite Development Invitational, they have the Breakthrough Series, but you have all these opportunities for girls who are under the age of 18 to go and play baseball with others who are that age, which at that age when so many things are pulling you in another direction, softball, other sports, what you really want to do is find a support system as Roche throws over to first base to chase Park back. You want to find that support system. And for a lot of these girls, 2026, their support system is now text, DM, Snap, whatever it might be, because they have gotten to know each other through the MLB Develops programs. Well, the one for the group that is under 13 is called Trailblazers. So Maggie, Michelle Roche were together at Trailblazers back in 2019, a long time ago. But you look at what that program did and what it's done to continue to bring baseball up. And you think about another Canadian as that one's rolled on the left side. Lansdale gloves it on the run to second for 1, on to first, not in time. And it'll get by McKay, and steaming into second after that fielder's choice with an error is Samantha Gutierrez. So she makes it out. The second baseman, Sam Benitez, threw it past first, and that'll get Samantha Gutierrez to second. So we see Lansdale making a really nice pickup, gets it to Benitez, but that throw in the dirt, it was a tough turn.
Yeah, it was a nice job by Ashton Lansdale. A great first step to her left to initiate that play. Got the lead runner at the time, at least. Now that double play ball is no longer an option with the runner in scoring position.
Would have been a nice around the horn 5-4-3, but unfortunately not to be. That one in the dirt, blocked by Fox behind the plate. Count 1-0 on Jordan Eister, who smashed a double down the right field line her first time up. Gave her one that she liked, and she took advantage of it. Eister is now 2 for 5, batting a neat 400. Roche checks, now delivers. Eister pops it foul behind the plate. They'll get back into the stands. Somebody will get a WPBL souvenir ball. But going back to Trailblazers, one of the most instrumental people there was a Canadian named Liz Ben, who year after year after year kept getting these girls who were playing baseball to keep coming back and to find those friend groups and to make friends with others around the country. And now we look back and they're women playing baseball in this league. And of course, Baseball for All, which is the official charity of the WPBL, played a role, but the MLB Develops programs also played a vital role. Sarah Padov is another one who's been integral in making all of that happen. So the amazing pipeline that existed has gotten us in large part to where we are now by convincing they were girls, now they're women, that there was a reason for them to keep playing, that they could have role models. As Jordan Eister loops that one into center, coming in as Britt Apgar, she'll get it in quickly, and Ashton Lansdell will cut it off. Nice job by Apgar getting it in, and with one out, these Firebells are in business, runners at the corners.
Brittany Apgar's dad was talking about how quick she can change hands with the glove, imitating Jim Abbott, and you can see right here, it gets into the outfield, she scoops it up, right there, the switch, and gets the throw in right on the money to the cutoff.
And she makes that look easy. As a human being who grew up in Southern California when Jim Abbott broke in with the Angels back in the late 80s, so I was, 14 or 15, we practiced that a lot because you see Jim Abbott and you say, man, how hard can that be? The answer is very difficult. It is not an easy thing to do, and it requires a lot of work to be as adept with it as Britt is out there. So, and it speaks to the faith that EY has in her to put her in center field.
Center field. I was just about to say that. We saw her in right field earlier, but you are the captain of the outfield out there in center. So that is a lot of faith to put into anyone, let alone everything that Brittany Apgar has overcome.
It is interesting at this point as we look at tie ball game here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Runners at the corners, Eister at first base. Ordinarily, this is a time you might send the runner. They haven't done that yet. So they're playing a little bit conservative. The 0-1 hit high in the air to right center field. Apgar, a long way to go. Called off by the right fielder Edwards, who gets it into second base. Tagging up, scoring is Gutierrez. And now the Firebells lead it 3-2 by way of a sac fly from Amanda Gentiloni.
An intelligent out, a productive out from the leadoff hitter. Hit it deep enough to give your teammate enough time to come in and score, and that's why having runners on base, moving them to third with less than 2 outs, so crucial. So many more ways you can score, whether it's a sac fly, pass ball, wild pitch, what have you. And San Francisco delivers.
And also important to note, Sarah Edwards not trying to be a hero from right field. We just had a look at Sarah try to be a hero from right field there. What do you wind up with? A runner on second base. And Sarah, heady baseball, just getting it into second, knowing she didn't have much of a shot as deep as she was to get that out at home, and leaving the force out at first or second intact, making things a little bit easier for her fielders. That one laced down the third base line, foul ball, and the count 0-1 on Whitmore.
And that's just baseball IQ, right? And that has to do with pre-pitch preparation as well. You know what you're going to do already. If A happens, I'm going to do B. All the different situations that could play in front of you, knowing the outs, where the runners are, etc. All that mental work is happening.
Well, Sarah Edwards, of course, very heady when it comes to baseball, was a coach in the Phillies system along with Beth Greenwood some time ago. I think that was the summer of 2023, but both of them were in the Phillies system, and Sarah has played softball all around the world, so certainly has that stick and ball sport IQ. Kelsey Whitmore on the board, ropes that one to left, and quickly getting it in is Tima Maximiliana. And Whitmore now 2 for 3 on the day. Runners on first and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth, and Michelle Roche is trying to find an exit here to this half inning.
And here's Whitmore. This is her 3rd hit in the WPBL season. Safe to say she is comfortable now. Look at the timing with the stride. Transfers the weight perfectly. A textbook swing, and she is starting to get on a roll here for San Francisco.
And this is a batter you don't want to see coming up. 2 outs, 2 on. Jill Albiati, her team leading by 1. She's on the bump. She's trying to help herself right now. Jill looks at the first one away. Count 1-0. Got her Firebells on the board in the bottom of the first by way of a 2-run single. And then gave up a 2-run shot to Jamie McKay in the third that even things up 2 apiece. Firebells just scratched one out here in the bottom of the fourth and currently lead it by 1. Michelle Roche just trying to find the magic potion to set down Jill Albiati. She's in trouble here. Count 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0, down low. Fox blocks it. The count now 3-0, and Maggie's going to take a moment, try to go out and settle Michelle Roche down.
And that's the initiative I like to see from a catcher. You are a leader on the field behind the plate. You're managing multiple pitchers in the bullpen. What kind of conversation do you think she has with pitchers in these situations?
She might not be talking about anything related to specifically pitching or how to approach anything. And I'm not Vin Scully. I can't read lips. But I'm willing to bet that Maggie was just kind of trying to calm her down, make her reset a little bit. And as they've known each other for 7 years, you saw the high five and the little bro hug afterward.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yep,
just take a breath, literally. Just break it up a little bit.
I have faith in you. I believe in you. And Jill Albiati draws ball 4, and she will trot down to first base after that 4-pitch walk. And the base is now loaded for Andréane LeBlanc, who has been nothing if not a threat. Came into the game hitting .500, hit into a double play her first time up, walked back in the third. And now Michelle Roche will get to face her Canadian national team teammate as we see the split screen of Maggie and Michelle Roche working with each other, and it is not the first rodeo for these two. First pitch, hit into the air, left center field, long way for Apgar, can't get it all the way to the wall. 1 run in, 2 runs in, the third one coming to the plate, and instead she thinks better of it to throw behind her to third. Albiati will dive back in, and Andréane LeBlanc, a 2-run double with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth, puts her team on top 5-2.
Starting to see some fire in the bells right here. LeBlanc went 0 for 2 last time against LA, but that was after a multi-hit performance the day before with swings like that. Going opposite way into left center field, deep into the ballpark. Apgar gets it in as quickly as she can, but plenty of time to tack on a couple more runs.
And she certainly did a great job getting it in quickly.
Yep.
Albiati had thoughts of scoring. I didn't happen to get a look at Jeff England to see whether he was going to send her around, but Albiati threw the brakes on right there, and probably rightfully so. She would have been out by, I don't know, me to you. So it would have been a long way. So England holds her up, and we have an arm coming in from the bullpen. I think it will be Sarah Edwards for our new era call to the bullpen. She will come in from the outfield as these LA Queens make a pitching change. We'll take a quick break. Come right back after this. It's the Firebells 5 and the Queens 2. Welcome back to the bottom of the fourth inning here at Robin Roberts Stadium. It is the Firebells 5 and the Queens 2. San Francisco has exploded for 3 in the bottom half of the fourth inning against Michelle Roche. And with that, we have a new era call to the bullpen. Jamie McKay will take the bump for the LA Queens, trying to get the elusive third out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. McKay was at first base, so we will now see Sarah Edwards come in from right field to play first base, and Michelle Roche will move over to right field for the Queens. So Roche tonight, 3 2/3 innings. She allowed 8 hits, 2 earned runs to this point and struck out 3 while walking 4. So Michelle Roche not quite as efficient as she was in her first start of the season, Jenna.
Yeah, 51 pitches in 5 innings that first go around, 74 in less than 4 so far here today. But just a quick 1-degree switch, almost like a triangle on that right side defensively, as you mentioned.
So some changes for the Queens, but for us, as we're sitting here watching this ball game, it has been a well-played, crisp ball game. Even in this inning with 3 runs scoring, it has been full of excitement. And the other thing to note is, and if you've seen the crowd at all, if you're watching at home, man, the crowd is on point tonight. It is a full ballpark, and that one's going to be into right. Roche will get tested early, fields it on a hop, throws it in, and nothing doing. LeBlanc will score from second. Albiati scores from third. A 2-run single from Joelle Leguizamon, her second hit of the game. And it is now 7-2 Firebells.
Attacks the first pitch that she saw. I like the aggressiveness. You see a new pitcher coming in, but if you see something you like, go for it. That's over the white of the plate. And she splits the gap on the right side. Well done.
Feels like that right center field gap is kind of the place that you want to be hitting it. If you're here at Robin Roberts Stadium, the ball tends to carry that direction a little bit too. The pitch taken off the shoulder of Ella De Bedard, and she wears it. She'll trot down to first, and McKay comes in, allows a single, hits a batter, and will now wait for a baseball back as Jewel Park will stride to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day with a walk.
And she led off this inning, so we have batted around here for San Francisco. She walked in the beginning of the 4th. It's already all the way back around to her.
It's always difficult when you have to do that when you're scoring a game and your scorebook is now off for the rest of the game. Yep. Pitch taken upstairs by Park. We saw McKay earlier on in the season, and she has been very effective so far on the hill. She did catch last night's game, so that can sometimes be a little bit of a load, but these players are playing 2-way, so it is expected for them. Chopper to Lansdale, third base side, or throw to first is high and will pull Edwards off the base. And that one a tough play any way you slice it. Lansdale had to wait for that ball to come to her. We'll see whether that one is ruled hit or error.
And see right here, she fires it, and you have to be quick with it, but just enough to bring Edwards off the bag. Her foot comes off, can't get the tag down in time. And the scoring decision is going to be an E5.
Hard luck E5 for Lansdale, and a hard luck one for Jamie McKay as well. When you induce not good contact, sometimes things like that happen. Balls get hit into no man's land, and that was the case there. So the bases are loaded for the Firebells, who were one swing away from breaking it open. They lead it 7-2 now. Samantha Gutierrez 0 for 2 in the game, but contributed behind the plate, throwing out a runner, stealing, and this one hit high and deep to left, but it'll be foul just to the left of the training area for both teams. Gutierrez finished up her college career at Oregon State playing softball. This after a storied career at a couple of other schools. That one swung on and missed. Beautiful curveball from McKay, and counting out 2 balls, 2 strikes on Gutierrez.
And all McKay is trying to do right now is get hitters to just miss enough. She did a nice job producing that grounder to Ashton. Bit of a tough luck one. But you don't have to strike everybody out. You just get them to pop it up enough in the air to give your defense a chance to catch it or put it on the ground so your defense in the infield can work it.
Gutierrez steps in. 2 balls, 2 strikes on her. Pitch taken for a ball away, and the count runs full on Gutierrez. So all the lights are lit here, which means that everybody will be off with the pitch. McKay working out of the stretch, trying to find a way to set Gutierrez down and take that 5-run lead into the clubhouse, but no, the pitch misses low. Gutierrez draws a walk, and she'll trot down to first. A run comes across, and it's now 8-2 Firebells. Their 6th run here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We have seen this Queens team fall behind before. We have seen them come back. And in fact, that's one of the things that their manager is most fascinated by, is the resilience in the dugout. But on a hot night like this, can you maintain that confidence and resilience when you're a little bit worn out? Heat, humidity, all that sort of stuff. I would figure they'll be able to, but can always be a challenge.
He talked about how this team just doesn't make excuses. They want to play ball. There's an accountability that has already developed with the Queens. The players have talked about how bonded they already feel this early on in the season. And you can't really teach that, and you can't really force that. That's something that has come naturally with the leadership on this squad.
McKay misses up high. The count rolls 2-1 on Jordan Eister. She is 2 for 2 on the day. Double back in the second, singled earlier this inning. Swings and misses, count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jordan Eister came in 1 for 4. She is now 3 for 6, so 500. She's had her average go up 100 points. That's one of the nice things about early in the season, I suppose.
Yeah, small sample size to start.
She'll take it, though.
Yeah.
8-2 in favor of San Francisco. LA trying to get out of the inning. The bases full of Firebells. That one fouled back. Gets out of play. Of course, tonight, one of the big draws. We saw people lined up really early. The Ayami Sato bobbleheads for the first 250 fans. But it looks like people were just coming here for some good baseball. Like word's gotten out in the Springfield community. That pitch misses down and in, and Eister will draw a bases loaded walk, the second one of the inning, issued by Jamie McKay, and the lineup flips again. It'll be Amanda Gentiloni.
Not really a better way to spend your Saturday night than at the ballpark. It is just so fun to watch good baseball. When you have situations like this where the pressure's on, 2 bases loaded, 2 outs, that's where it gets really fun.
And Eister did one heck of a job there, coaxing that walk out of Jamie McKay.
She was aggressive early in the count, too, despite the fact that there were a couple of walks already. But ultimately wins the battle by staying disciplined.
And now turns things over to her teammate, affectionately known as Red. Here comes the 0-1. Pitch misses high. I was having a conversation several years ago with Marty Cementelli, who, if you follow USA Baseball, Marty was the ace of Team USA for a very long time. The 1-1 taken for a strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Red. But she said something to me about Red, and I said, who? And sure enough, come to find out that Amanda Gentiloni and Red were one and the same, and that nobody refers to her by her full name. That one hit on the ground. Shortstop Einon up with it over to first in time for out number 3. But a touchdown scored by the Firebells here at the bottom of the 4th inning. We are through 4. It is San Francisco 9, LA 2. Back after this.
Listen, y'all. It's a party.
7-2 San Francisco as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Or 9-2, I should say. They scored 7 in the bottom of the 4th inning. I lost count. That was a very long inning, Jenna Becerra. But we have a new era called to the bullpen. Nikki Eckert, the southpaw, who played some college baseball at the University of Rochester alongside Boston Hunters star Beth Greenwood. Nikki will take the bump for our new era called to the bullpen. Nikki coming in 1-0, struck out 4 in relief as she earned the win on Sunday. And she is a tough one. She'll throw a fastball that'll buzz your tower a little bit, but she's got that curveball that just sort of trickles in over the outside corner to right-handed batters. And she is a tough draw in relief of Jill Albiati. So we'll see how long that the Firebells and Matt Williams want to roll with Nikki Eckert. But Albiati moves over to third base. Nice short throw for somebody who's been on the mound for some time, but Jill can handle it. Of course, we have a lot of players in this league that are used to playing multiple positions, know what they do. Jill, you'll see in the outfield, you'll see at first base, and today we'll see her at third as Maggie Fox fouls it off on the right side, and the count 0-1 on the LA catcher. Maggie 1 for 2 in the game. Steps out of the batter's box. So the story I was going to tell earlier was related to soccer senior night when Maggie was a senior in high school, and Maggie is not really a soccer player except in name only. She played 4 years of high school soccer somehow. It's an absolute mystery to me. She actually turned into a decent keeper, but on senior night they put her out at right wing. She's not much of an offensive player. And a few minutes into the game, and I'm broadcasting this game, keep in mind, girls soccer in Bedford, New Hampshire. I don't know, maybe 10, 12 minutes into the game, what happens? Somebody sends a cross. Who scores a goal on senior night? Maggie Fox. Made absolutely no sense. So people will still come up to me and tell me we can't believe that happened. That just defied logic. So, but Maggie, a 5-sport athlete in high school, 4 years of soccer, 4 years of baseball. The winter season was one that was always a little bit tougher. Skiing freshman year, basketball sophomore year, and then shot put her junior and senior years. Hits that one high to left. Coming in is the left fielder Jordan Eister to make a catch on that fly ball, and that's out number 1 here in the top of the 5th inning. And she actually won the New Hampshire State Shot Put Championship her senior year of high school as well. So going back to the concept of you have a lot of multidisciplinary athletes on this diamond, that is yet another one. Now it's Ashton Lansdale, who I'm convinced that there's nothing that Ashton can't do. Team first, hard-nosed, everything you want in a captain, and sure enough, she was named the captain of this LA Queens team as she takes a look at a ball away from the lefty Eckert.
Brings the energy, brings the accountability, really brings all of what you need from a leader. AJ Andrews talking to Sarah Edwards at the beginning of the game, and she said Ashton Lansdale was a big part of the crowning of the Queens when they hit a home run and come around to score. So from the Sellies to just taking care of your business on the field, Ashton Lansdale's right in the center of it.
And the Sellies have become a big part of the game. So in this case, it doesn't look like there's going to be one here as she skies one to right. Ella Davidard runs underneath it for out number 2, and 2 outs and the base is empty. It'll be Sarah Edwards, who has reached base her last time by way of an error, but Sarah's 0 for 2 in today's game.
Lefty on lefty combination here. Different look that they're seeing with Eckert, of course, coming from the opposite side.
Eckert starts her off with a fastball. The count 0-1 to Sarah Edwards. The Queens got their pair of runs back in the 3rd inning by way of a Jamie McKay blast to left. That's all they've scored tonight after putting up 10 or more in each of the first 3 games. So this is a quiet offensive night for this LA Queens.
34 runs in the first 3 games coming into today.
The 1-1 to Edwards, taken for a ball down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nikki Eckert, quiet when you speak to her, and on the mound, she really just lets her pitching do the talking. Extremely effective. The curveball bends. The fastball she can spot it wherever she wants it. And she is an underrated southpaw out of the bullpen. Edwards goes the other way with one, but Albiati moves to her left a couple steps and snares the line drive. So 3 up and 3 down for the Queens in the top of the 5th inning. They got to do some work, trailing 9-2 through 4.5.
Let's take a look at our game summary presented by Visit Springfield. Well, the Bells have been on fire. They've been going deep into the outfield. They've been being productive with runners on base, taking advantage of the opportunities when they are presented to them. A nice bounce back they've had so far from dropping the last 2 ball games.
And they always talk about it in the context of the NCAA tournament, that looper handled by Benitez, out number 1. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Kelsey Whitmore is now 2 for 4 in the game. But NCAA tournament, they used to always say it's really hard to beat a team 3 times in a season.
Yep.
It is really hard if you're playing a team 4 times in a row to beat them all 4. So you had to figure that eventually the numbers were going to work out and the Queens were going to kind of settle down with the bats a little bit and that things would heat up for the Bells. So that is where we are right now. 9-2 is our score as Jamiel Weeks out there in front of the dugout and positioning his outfielders a bit. What he's trying to do with Jill Albiati up is move Britt Apgar out into right center field, and sure enough, he was successful. Albiati likes that right center field gap, and that has been open today for the Bells, and Jamiel Weeks really doing his best to try to stifle that opening.
Something Matt Williams talked about too was playing 3 days in a row. So they're going to play, they're now in their 2nd game against LA in particular, but they have played the last 3 days in a row. That has been an adjustment. That's something that they've been working on in terms of managing their bodies, managing what will be a longer season than what they're used to when it comes to a couple of weeks they'll play at the World Cup group stage, for example, for their respective countries.
You know it from the grind that a college softball season is, the number of games that you have to play and trying to keep your body working.
Yep.
It's not easy. It is a full-time job. And so for these women out here playing this game, it is a full-time job for them trying to maintain their bodies. And Albiati just keeps finding green out there. That one into the right center field gap. Apgar up with it quickly. Throw into second from Benitez is not in time. Jill Albiati with a double. And she brought her own cheering section with her. She is now 3 for 3 in the game, a pair of singles, a double, and she walked and scored back in the 4th. So Jill is staying hot, and you knew it was only a matter of time. She came into the game hitting .231. You can't keep Jill Albiati down long.
Started with Jill on the hill, now we're seeing her do her thing in the box. And that's what we talked about. It's a small sample size this early in the season in terms of at-bats and performance, so it can change really quickly. And that's why they call it a batting average. It all averages out in the end.
Truer words have never been spoken. And with a bigger sample size, I think that's going to help matters a little bit here too. The 1-0 comes to Day LeBlanc. That's skied left side. Ashton Lansdell lost it for a second and then found it yet again. A pop up to third base, out number 2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And it has started to get darker here at Robin Roberts Stadium. So when Lauren says she lost it, the lights are now shining bright here in the stadium as well. So sometimes you can see it's not all the way dark. The sun hasn't completely 100% set, but the lights are on bright. AJ Andrews talked about it before. She's a Gold Glove outfielder and a professional softball player.
Skied to center by Joelle Leguizamon. Britt Apgar is back, and it goes off her glove. Leguizamon will try for second. The throw is in time to retire Joelle Leguizamon, but scoring from second base before the third out was recorded was Jill Abbiati. So run number 10 will cross for the Bells. And we are through 5 innings. It is the Bells 10 and the Queens 2.
Well, Jamie McKay has been more than okay in the box recently. Her second home run today in as many games. The Queens have started to stack the long ball, and McKay with a 2-run shot back in the 3rd inning. And that is where it still stands right now for LA.
It has been a rough go for LA. As you mentioned, the only 2 that they have, the home run coming off the bat of Jamie McKay, and something we haven't seen much at all for the Queens. The last 5 batters have been retired. They went down 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 5th. So first pitch, curveball from Eckert, taken for a strike, 0-1. These LA Queens are clad in their road black jerseys. Of course, last night they were in their home whites. Jamie McKay wears one off her ankle, and she'll trot down to first base to break that streak of Queens that have been retired consecutively.
They're the only undefeated team left in the league. Quite the deficit to try to come back from this late in the ball game. We've seen them do the late game comeback before, though.
They came back from an 8-2 earlier, so it is possible.
If you still have outs, you still have a chance.
Exactly. This is the only game that doesn't have a clock. Although, tell you what, Nikki Eckert's curveball, although it's not a pitch that's going to make the radar gun go crazy, it is one that is going to record outs. That much is certain. And it is a nice 12-6, I guess, speaking of the clock. Taima Maximiliana swings and misses. She had a big home run last night, 1 for 2 on the day. Popped out to short back in the 2nd, singled and was stranded in the 3rd. Pitch in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Gutierrez and gets to the top of the first base dugout. And heading into 2nd on that wild pitch is McKay.
You have to give credit to the starter Albiati and Eckert for what they've been able to do. Only 5 hits they've allowed for LA, a team that had 13 hits just last night against the Firebells and 15 hits The time before that, double-digit runs they've scored every single game until now. That's just controlling and holding on to the monster.
Truer words have never been spoken, well, except what was said earlier. I probably have used the same line twice now.
I'm a truther.
Traveling and not sleeping doesn't necessarily help all that much. A fly ball to center field, caught by the center fielder Kelsey Whitmore for out number 1 here in the top of the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Michelle Roche. Roche comes into the game batting in Addie Frank's spot. Has not seen too much action yet. Hitting in the WPBL. This one skied in the air to right. Coming in several steps, making a play is Ella De Bedard for out number 2 here in the top of the 6th. So the thing that will make the clock go faster is first pitch swinging and quick outs. And one thing that the Queens had really done well earlier on, taking team at-bats, long at-bats, finding ways to move runners over. That has been somewhat absent today, but obviously understandable. This is their 3rd consecutive game, so it is a lot for them. And of course, eventually the percentages might not necessarily go in your favor either. Eckert's offering. Hit high in the air to center field. Whitmore underneath it. And she will make the catch for the 3rd out here in the top of the 6th inning. The Queens get a runner on base. Strand the runner. We are through 5.5. It is Firebells 10 and the Queens 2. Sometimes you get a perfect night for baseball. This is one of those nights. Beautiful weather here in Springfield, Illinois. A full house here at Robin Roberts Stadium. People from all over the country, all over the world coming to watch baseball. And how lucky are we that we get to watch some of the best women who play this game that we love so much right here in front of us, and with so many fans who are so engaged in what's going on.
It's the first time in over 70 years that there's women's pro baseball in the U.S., but such a global talent pool as well. Some of the best players in the world, representing 7 different countries, have come to this league to compete.
And we have a battery of 2 players from the United States, Jamie McKay, Maggie Fox behind the plate. Jamie, a Southern California native. Maggie is Southern California by, I guess, family, by virtue of the fact that by virtue of the fact that I grew up there, although the fact that she was born in Kansas City makes it so that she is a Royals fan, who one of my greatest regrets in life is not getting her out of bed when they won the World Series in 2015, because she had school the next day. McKay's pitch to David Dard is taken for a ball. Count 2-2 now on Ella De Bedard.
When you talk about how lucky are we, how lucky are you and Maggie to have her dad with us here on the call tonight while she's getting to play in the Women's Pro Baseball League?
I have done a lot of baseball over the years, and I've done a lot of, I guess, a lot of every sport over the years. But This was something that was not on my bingo card. David Ard ropes that down the left field line. It'll be foul, but I'll take it. There's sometimes things happen in life and you say, I'm really lucky that I'm here and I wasn't banking on this, but I'm here for this. Bizarre things like Neil Diamond actually being at Fenway Park and singing Sweet Caroline in the middle of the 8th inning instead of just them playing it. Some things where it's just like a happy accident. So a week ago, if you had told me I was going to be doing this, I would have told you there was no way. But here I am, David Ard to Einon. It's at short, who gloves it on the run, throws over to first in time. And I've been so impressed with Caitlin Einon's arm at shortstop. But in that case, it was the footwork of Caitlin getting that out. And she is a world-class shortstop, to say the least. I'd take her on my team any day.
And that's where it starts when you're making your throws. It is with the feet, getting your lower body set, pointed to where you're going, using the whole body to put that throw together. All the little things have to click together to make throws like Caitlin Einon.
So when Nikki Eckert came into the game, she came in Jewel Park's spot. What that does is it makes it so that Eckert, who is usually a PO, and for the fans who are not around baseball all the time, a PO is somebody who is a pitcher only, which is far more common in softball than it is in baseball, I think.
A lot more versatility, especially with the 15 women rosters that we have here. It's a bit leaner, so the more versatile you are, the more likely to get a roster spot if they can use you in different ways.
So Nikki is usually a PO, but by virtue of the fact that she hit for Park, her team lost the DH. Well, Nikki's made contact with the last couple pitches, so she's saying, hey, but as we look at her, she's grinning a little bit. Down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Her team, the Firebells, on top 10-2. And pitch misses upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Have we had a save?
I don't think an official save.
Okay, so if Nikki comes out, which I would guess that she will for the 7th inning, she swings and misses, goes down on strikes to Eckert, and the Queens will throw the ball around the horn. If she can get 3 outs in the 7th, she'll get a 3-inning save. She will make history, will Nikki Eckert. How do you like that?
Another first. We're checking so many
all the boxes, man. This is all open road.
But still a few left. Like you said, there's still a few left.
We still do. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 10-2 in favor of the Firebells. I think the Queens dugout, if they heard me say what I just said about the possibility of them going down in the 7th inning, they wouldn't really take to that too kindly.
Probably not.
EY would probably let me have it. So
what do you think Maggie would do? Maybe
we can edit it out after the fact. As I was having a conversation with EY pregame, and he was saying, I got to talk to you in this instance like you're Maggie's dad, and here like you're the broadcaster. I think there are some things that you have to say, all right, you're the broadcaster, you have to be talking about it. But Gutierrez swings and misses in an off-speed pitch. Sam Gutierrez today is 0 for 2. She was walked with the bases loaded back in the 4th, drove in a run. And it's going to need to do a little bit of laundry. Those pants awfully dirty. Worm burner to Einon at short. As always, a strong throw over to first in time. So 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We are through 6. It is the Bells 10, the Queens 2. Back after this.
Tonight's Capelli Sport play of the game. Well, it's the moment that busted it open. LeBlanc with a 2 RBI double in the 4th, stacking up 7 runs in total, did the Firebells in that inning, and that has been the biggest difference maker to their double-digit scoring.
They really got things started for them, and that sort of broke things open. That was a big inning for the Firebells. So Nikki Eckert out there trying to earn a 3-inning save. She'll start with Britt Apgar. Birthday girl is Britt today. She walked and struck out earlier in the game, 0 for 1. And Britt trying to find anything to light a fire under her teammates, although she is usually quite a spark plug for them. Takes a look at a strike over the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, we saw Maybell down on the field, keeping everybody going, and on a warm night like this, being in a mascot suit, that's a tall ask. It is, man, a hot day. So Maybell doing some tough work out there, keeping everybody engaged, as we saw Britt Apgar's dad, Tom, pitch ducks over the inside corner. Britt thought it was coming in, but it nibbled the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. All right, check that. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the right-handed hitting Britt Apgar. Payoff pitch comes, misses down and away, and she will coax a walk, a leadoff walk out of Nikki Eckert. And who knows? You said it earlier, this game doesn't have a clock, so we'll see what these Queens can come up with.
Dad's reaction, thought it was ball 4-2, but hey, she got it on the next one.
I don't know if that was the reaction to that or the reaction to her almost getting domed with the previous pitch.
Fair enough. 2 walks on her birthday.
2 walks on her birthday. She'll take it. Pitch misses down low. 1-0 on Caitlin Einon. Caitlin 0 for 3 in the game. Grounded out twice, struck out once. But has really been getting it done with the glove so far today. It is the first time anyone other than Monet Davis has led off for these Queens. Monet getting a day off, much needed.
First full week of games in the slate too this year for the regular season.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a grind. And you have called all the games.
Yes.
3 balls, no strikes now on Einon. And Nikki Eckert will step off the back of the mound. Red, Amanda Gentiloni will come over to talk to her former USA national teammate, Nikki Eckert. Nikki sets, deals. Fastball misses away, and Einon will draw a 4-pitch walk. So with nobody out, the Queens have runners on first and second. And it'll bring on Maggie Fox, trying to get the Queens back into the game any way she can.
It's dangerous to let the LA Queens think, oh, they might still have a shot. If you give them any space to breathe, they will take it. Typically, we've seen it before already in this young season. So to have no outs with 2 on, it's going to be the toughest 3 outs for the Firebells.
And it all starts with that man, Eric Young, who I don't know if it's the chicken or the egg, if it was that attitude that gave it to him or he has bestowed it upon them. But regardless, EY is the guy who, when you talk to him, he's evangelizing. This is a 7-inning game. We are going to play this game for 7 innings, 21 outs, whatever it takes. And either they've bought in or they were already that way to begin with. The Queens trail 10-2, nobody out. That one hit high in the air to center field. Whitmore back a step. She's underneath it and makes the catch for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th. Maggie just missing that one and winds up 1 for 4, I guess, unless the Queens wind up batting around, which again, we've discussed, not out of the realm of possibility.
Saw the Firebells do it earlier. We've seen the Queens do it before.
So that'll bring on Ashton Lansdell. Ashton 0 for 3 in the game. Somebody put a sign up right in front of us, and Can't really see what Ashton is doing. Ashton came in 4 for 9, now 4 for 12, so 333. Huge lead at first base for Einon. The first baseman, Dede LeBlanc, playing behind her.
When something that the pitching staff for San Francisco has done well is they have done a nice job of shutting down the first 4 hitters in this Queens lineup. Only 1 hit among those 4 who have been so productive otherwise.
Curveball bends it over the outside corner. We talked about that with Nikki Eckert. It is sneaky, and it looks like it's got no shot, and then it just drops in. Lansdale let it go by, and the count 2-1 now on Ashton. Eckert checks the runner, deals 2-1, fouled off right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Eckert's team, the Firebells, leading it 10-2. The LA Queens coming in perfect, 3-0, on the verge of taking their first loss. And again, talking to Eric Young before the game, this team does not expect to lose any games. Well, sometimes a loss can give you a teaching moment. That one cut on and missed by Lansdale, and she will go down on strikes. So a tough one for Ashley Lansdale tonight, 0 for 4. And now it's up to Sarah Edwards, comes in 0 for 3.
The location there on the outside corner, getting Ashton to whiff at that pitch. Beautiful spot.
Eckert, masterful on the mound in relief today. First pitch misses in, 1-0. Came in back in the 5th. She is yet to allow a hit to the Queens. Has walked a pair and hit 1. The 1-0 to Edwards. Down low, 2-0. Edwards popped out foul back in the 1st. Reached on an error in the 3rd and lined out to 3rd in the 5th. So Sarah looking for hit number 1 on today's game. Fastball outside corner. Count now 2-1 on Sarah Edwards. Eckert comes set. Apgar, huge lead at second. That one looped into center, just out of the reach of Joelle Leguizamon. Whitmore comes up throwing. Ball cut by LeBlanc. Apgar will score sliding. And the Queens let you know they're not out of it yet. It's 10-3. They score their first run since back in the 3rd inning.
That's that late game magic that they're trying to conjure. Apgar wheeling around the bases right there too. She wanted to come home. They're not done yet.
And her dad Tom, her mom Tommy, enjoying this, a run on Britt's birthday. And that'll bring up Jamie McKay, who has been red hot, homered each of the last 2 games. Last night, a blast to left. Tonight, another bomb. Pitch misses inside to McKay, 1-0. Eckert gives up her first hit, so again, the broadcaster jinx remaining strong. You should see me during football season. Kickers beware. The 1-0 fouled off right, 1-1. He hasn't missed a field goal between 40 and 49 yards since the Nixon administration. That one's wide right. Back after this. 10-3 in favor of the Firebells. Chasing 7. 7 in the 4th. That big inning when Michelle Roche really hit a speed bump. Jamie McKay got out of it, but not before she walked in a pair. Now Jamie hits that one skied to center. Whitmore going back and will catch it just shy of the fence. And that'll be the ball game. So the Queens give us a little bit of excitement here in the top of the 7th inning. Score 1, wind up stranding 2. And the final here from Robin Roberts Stadium, 10-3. Jill Abbiati picks up the win, her first of the season. Michelle Roche, the loss. She falls to 1-1. And the save, our first here in the WPBL, goes to Nikki Eckert. 3 innings out of the bullpen.
A solid team win all the way around. The pitching staff delivered. Hitting was timely. All the pieces of the puzzle were put together for the Firebells to answer. They won game 1, dropped the next 2. Now they ramped it back up double-digit runs on double-digit hits, and they were firing on all cylinders.
They absolutely were. So with that said, we have a look at Britt Apgar. They're playing Happy Birthday for Britt down on the field. And if you don't doubt that she gives 100%, I saw her after the game yesterday too. She is earning her paycheck in this league, and she is loving every moment of being here in the WPBL, and her parents are absolutely on board with everything that's going on.
And tonight's Dick's Sporting Goods Player of the Game is Jill Albayati. 2 ways she was contributing today, and she's down on the field with AJ Andrews.
Yes, I am here with the player of the game. You got it done on both sides of the ball. You had 4 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, then also 2 for 3, also being able to score 2 runs, 2 RBI. Jill, being able to do it both sides of the ball, what are you most excited about for your performance, at bat or on the mound?
Probably both.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I did a good job at both.
Yes, you did an amazing job at both. What's the mentality on the mound versus at the plate? Does it differ or it remains the same?
To me, it doesn't. Just attack on both sides. Attack when I'm pitching and be ready to hit when I'm up at the plate. Yeah.
When you step into the box, what was your approach today?
See ball, hit ball, sit on the fastball.
And on the mound?
Throw strikes.
I love it. Easy, simple. Jill, when the Firebells win, you guys go on attack. 11 runs in your win against the Hunters, 10 runs in your win today against the Queens. What is it about this team that allows you guys to have such offensive performance?
I feel like we're a great situational hitting team, and we're just able to pass the bats throughout the lineup. And no matter what, like even if players coming off the bench, we have full faith in them. They can always get the job done. We just have full faith in each other.
Jill, having faith in each other, you're definitely going to need it going into the rest of this series. 2 more games of the series. What do the Firebells need to do to take 2 more?
Just keep doing what we're doing, hitting the ball. Yeah.
Keep doing what we're doing, hitting the ball so we can keep hearing those bells ring. Jill Albayati, the player of the game. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, AJ, and congratulations to Jill on that player of the game. She is nothing if not a competitor. Great to see Jill Albayati taking her team home to a win with an excellent job on the mound today. Our thanks to the broadcast team for everything that they've done to put these WPBL games on. My broadcast partner, Jenna Becerra, I'm Lauren Fox. We'll see you tomorrow night, 6:30, New York against Boston. Right here, you've been watching the WPBL from Springfield, Illinois.